What if I told you that right now, sitting in your living room, bedroom, or kitchen, there's an object that's slowly draining your family's energy, causing unexplained illness, and attracting negative forces you can't even see? Edgar Cayce, the legendary, sleeping prophet, discovered something that most people will never know about the objects we keep in our homes. But what you're about to learn could save your family from years of unexplained suffering. Hello, I'm Master Lin, and for over 30 years, I've studied the profound teachings of Edgar Cayce and how they apply to protecting our living spaces. Today, I'm going to reveal the 6 types of objects that Edgar Cayce warned could become spiritual doorways for negative entities. But here's what's truly terrifying: you probably have at least 3 of these items in your home right now. Before we begin, I need you to do something important. Type in the comments, "I choose to protect my home from all negative energies." This isn't just a comment. According to Edgar Cayce, stating your intention aloud creates a protective barrier around you as you learn these dangerous truths. And please, hit that subscribe button and share this video. You might just save someone's life with this knowledge. Now, you might be thinking, how can a simple object affect my family's well-being? But Edgar Cayce discovered something revolutionary about the nature of reality itself. In his thousands of psychic readings, Edgar Cayce said something that shook the spiritual world: every object holds the vibrations of its experiences. He discovered that what we call inanimate objects are actually living energy storage devices, recording every emotion, every trauma, every spiritual encounter they've witnessed. Think about this for a moment: that antique mirror you bought at the estate sale. Edgar Cayce would say it's still reflecting the pain of whoever looked into it during their final days. That decorative statue you picked up from a flea market? It might be radiating the spiritual energy of whatever ritual it was used for decades ago. But here's what Edgar Cayce discovered that will blow your mind. According to Edgar Cayce, our homes are like giant energy magnets. When we bring in objects with heavy, negative vibrations, we're essentially broadcasting a signal to the spiritual realm that says, "Come on in, the door is open." Edgar Cayce said, the home should be a temple of the living God within each soul. But most of us unknowingly turn our homes into gathering places for exactly the opposite. In just a moment, I'm going to show you the 6 specific types of objects that Edgar Cayce warned about. But first, let me ask you something that might send chills down your spine. Have you noticed your family arguing more lately? Are your children having nightmares? Do you feel watched when you're alone at home? Has your financial situation gotten worse for no explainable reason? If you answered yes to any of these questions, keep watching. What I'm about to reveal might explain everything. Edgar Cayce discovered these 6 categories of objects during his most disturbing readings, the ones his followers tried to keep secret. But the truth needs to be told. Object 1: Spiritual items with unknown origins. Edgar Cayce said, "Beware of carrying that which ye know not the purpose thereof." He discovered that spiritual charms, amulets, and religious items from unknown sources could be spiritual traps, designed to capture and redirect energy. Here's what most people don't understand: when you buy that lucky charm online or accept that protective amulet from a stranger, you have no idea what spiritual work was done on it. Edgar Cayce discovered that some of these items were specifically created to trap spirits within your living space, redirect your prosperity to someone else, create spiritual attachments between you and negative entities, block your natural psychic protection. I once visited a family whose teenage daughter was experiencing what they thought were panic attacks. During my assessment, I found 7 different spiritual charms scattered throughout their home, all purchased online from different sellers. When we researched the sellers, we discovered that 3 of them were connected to practitioners of dark magic. Within 48 hours of removing these items, their daughter's panic attacks completely stopped. Edgar Cayce said, "That which is not of the light will eventually reveal its true nature." If you have spiritual items in your home and you don't know their exact origin and purpose, they could be working against you right now. But what I'm about to tell you about the second type of object is even more disturbing. Object 2: Aggressive or distorted statues and figures. Edgar Cayce discovered something terrifying about decorative statues with angry, twisted, or demonic features. He said these objects don't just represent negative energy, they actually generate it. According to Edgar Cayce, images of wrath and violence become magnets for like energies. When you place a statue with aggressive features in your home, you're essentially installing a 24/7 transmitter that broadcasts anger, conflict, and spiritual aggression. But here's what's truly frightening: Edgar Cayce found that these statues don't just attract negative energy from the outside. They actually amplify and magnify any existing negativity within the people living in the home. This is why families with aggressive decorative items often experience sudden, explosive arguments over nothing. Children becoming inexplicably violent or defiant. Adults developing anger management issues. A constant feeling of being on edge in the home. Edgar Cayce said, "As ye surround yourself with, so shall ye become." But the third type of dangerous object is something almost every home has. Object 3, old mirrors and broken reflective surfaces. Here's something that will change how you see mirrors forever. Edgar Cayce said, "The mirror holds not only the image, but the soul's reflection of all who have gazed therein." Edgar Cayce discovered that mirrors don't just show us our physical appearance, they're actually recording devices that capture and store the emotional and spiritual energy of everyone who looks into them. That antique mirror you inherited from your grandmother? If she looked into it during times of sadness, illness, or despair, those emotions are still trapped inside the glass. Edgar Cayce said these emotional imprints can influence your own emotional state every time you look into that mirror. But broken mirrors are infinitely worse. According to Edgar Cayce, a fractured reflection creates fractured energy within the dwelling. Broken mirrors don't just represent 7 years of bad luck, they actually create ongoing spiritual disruption in your home. Edgar Cayce warned that keeping broken mirrors in your home creates spiritual tears, openings that allow negative entities to slip through from lower dimensions. But if you think that's disturbing, wait until you hear what Edgar Cayce discovered about dead organic matter in the home. Object 4, dead plants, dried flowers, and rotting wood. Edgar Cayce said something that most people find shocking: death energy seeks to expand and multiply, consuming the life force around it. According to Edgar Cayce, when we keep dead organic matter in our homes, dried flowers, dead branches, rotting wood, we're essentially inviting decay energy to spread throughout our living space. Look around your home right now. Do you have dried flower arrangements that have been there for months? Decorative dead branches or twigs? Old wooden furniture that's rotting or decomposing? Artificial flowers that are dusty and faded? Edgar Cayce discovered that these objects act like energy vampires, slowly draining the life force from your home and everyone in it. Families living with significant death energy often experience chronic fatigue that doctors can't explain. Depression that seems to come out of nowhere. Plants and gardens that won't grow despite proper care. A general sense of heaviness and stagnation. But the fifth type of dangerous object hits much closer to home, and it might break your heart to learn the truth. Object 5, gifts from people who betrayed or hurt you. Edgar Cayce made a discovery that explains why some people can never seem to move on from past relationships. He said, objects carry the emotional vibration of the giver, and this vibration continues to influence the receiver for as long as the object remains in their possession. That beautiful necklace your ex gave you before they cheated? That book from the friend who betrayed your trust? According to Edgar Cayce, these items are energetically programmed with the pain, betrayal, and negativity from those relationships. Edgar Cayce discovered that keeping gifts from people who hurt us creates what he called emotional anchors, invisible energetic cords that keep us tied to past pain and prevent us from moving forward. This is why people who keep mementos from toxic relationships often find themselves unable to form healthy new relationships. Constantly thinking about past hurts. Attracting similar types of toxic people into their lives. Feeling emotionally stuck and unable to heal. Edgar Cayce said, to heal the present, one must release the energetic ties to the painful past. But what I'm about to tell you about the sixth type of object is the most dangerous of all. Edgar Cayce called these items death magnets, and having even one in your home could be catastrophic for your family's well-being. Object 6. Items from places associated with death. This is the most important part of our discussion, so please listen carefully. Edgar Cayce discovered something that hospital workers and funeral directors have known for decades but never talk about publicly. Edgar Cayce said, objects present during the transition from life to death become permanently imprinted with the vibration of that transition. Any item that was present during someone's death, hospital bed, furniture from nursing homes, clothing from deceased relatives, even cars where someone died, carries what Edgar Cayce called transition energy. This energy doesn't just create a heavy, depressing atmosphere. According to Edgar Cayce, it actually weakens the life force of everyone in the home. Creates spiritual, cold spots that attract lower entities. Can cause unexplained illnesses that mimic the symptoms of the deceased. Makes the home spiritually visible to confused souls who haven't crossed over. I was once called to a home where 3 family members had been hospitalized within 6 months, all with different mysterious illnesses that doctors couldn't diagnose. During my assessment, I discovered they had furnished their entire living room with items purchased from an estate sale of someone who had died from a long, painful illness. Within 1 week of properly removing and cleansing these items, all 3 family members made complete recoveries. Edgar Cayce said, the home of the living should contain only that which supports and enhances life. Now that you know about these 6 dangerous object types, you need to know how to tell if they're already affecting your home. Edgar Cayce described specific warning signs that appear when negative object energy reaches dangerous levels. According to Edgar Cayce, if your home has become contaminated with negative object energy, you'll notice physical signs like unexplained coldness in certain rooms, electronics malfunctioning for no reason, plants dying despite proper care, unusual number of insects or pests. Emotional signs like increased family arguments and tension. Depression that seems worse at home. Feeling watched or uncomfortable in your own space. Children afraid to be alone in certain rooms. Spiritual signs like strange dreams or nightmares. Feeling drained after being home for long periods. Pets avoiding certain areas. Visitors commenting that your home feels heavy or sad. Edgar Cayce warned that these signs will only get worse over time if the problematic objects remain in your home. But here's the good news. Edgar Cayce didn't just identify the problem, he provided the solution. His cleansing method has been tested and refined over decades, and when done properly, it can completely transform your home's energy in just 72 hours. Step 1. Identification and removal. Edgar Cayce said to trust your intuition above all else. If an object makes you feel uneasy, remove it immediately, even if you can't logically explain why. Step 2. Sunlight purification. According to Edgar Cayce, sunlight is the most powerful natural cleanser of negative energy. Open all windows and curtains during the cleansing process. Step 3. Sound clearing. Edgar Cayce recommended using bells, chimes, or sacred music to break up stagnant energy patterns. The vibrations literally shake loose trapped negative energy. Step 4. Salt barriers. Edgar Cayce discovered that natural salt creates protective barriers against negative entities. Place small bowls of sea salt in the corners of each room during cleansing. Step 5. Water blessing. Sprinkle blessed or moon-charged water throughout your home while stating your intention for peace and protection. Step 6. Incense purification. Burn sage, frankincense, or sandalwood to complete the energetic cleansing and invite positive energy to fill the space. Step 7. Positive intention setting. Edgar Cayce emphasized that your conscious intention is the most powerful tool. Clearly state your desire for your home to be a place of love, peace, and protection. Edgar Cayce warned that this process must be completed within 72 hours for maximum effectiveness. Waiting longer allows negative energy to re-establish itself. Edgar Cayce spent his life uncovering hidden spiritual truths that could transform the lives of everyday people. One of the most important lessons he taught concerns the energetic state of your home. As Cayce said, vigilance in spiritual matters is not paranoia, it is wisdom. He emphasized that your home is more than just a physical space, it's the foundation of your life experiences. When the energy in your home is cluttered or corrupted, it can affect your health, relationships, and overall well-being. Cayce warned that many people unknowingly bring negative energies into their homes through certain objects and habits. By becoming aware of these potential risks and taking proactive steps, you can protect yourself and your family from unseen influences. In this guide, we'll go step by step through Cayce's advice on keeping your home energetically clean, along with actionable steps you can implement today. Your home is more than just four walls and a roof. Cayce believed that the energy in your living space directly impacts your spiritual, mental, and physical health. Negative energy can manifest in subtle ways: increased stress, conflicts with family members, illness, or even a sense of heaviness or discomfort in certain areas of your house. Cayce compared this to building a house on a weak foundation. He said, "The home is the foundation of all life experiences. When the foundation is corrupted, all that builds upon it will eventually crumble." Just as you wouldn't ignore a cracked foundation in a physical house, you shouldn't ignore the spiritual foundation of your home. By taking conscious steps to cleanse and protect your living space, you create an environment where positivity, creativity, and harmony can thrive. One of Cayce's key recommendations is to be cautious about the items you allow into your home. Certain objects carry energetic imprints from their previous owners or environments, and these imprints can affect the energy in your own space. To keep your home energetically clean, he recommended: 1. Never bring unknown spiritual items into your home. Items such as statues, talismans, or charms with unknown origins can carry residual energies. Cayce advised avoiding these because their previous owner's intentions or energies are unknown. Even if an object looks harmless, it may have been used in ways that leave energetic imprints that disrupt your home's balance. 2. Research the history of antique items before purchasing. Antiques can be beautiful and historically valuable, but Cayce cautioned that their pasts may include negative energy. Before purchasing an antique, research its history thoroughly. Ask about previous owners and how it was used. If you cannot confirm its background, it may be safer to leave it behind. 3. Regularly cleanse mirrors and reflective surfaces. Mirrors are known to amplify energy. Cayce recommended regularly cleansing mirrors, windows, and other reflective surfaces. Without proper cleansing, they can reflect or even trap negative energy in your home. Simple methods like smudging with sage, sprinkling salt, or using water-based cleansing rituals can help maintain their energetic clarity. 4. Replace dead plants and flowers promptly. Neglecting dying or dead plants may seem minor, but Cayce emphasized their spiritual impact. Dead plants can stagnate energy and create a sense of heaviness in a room. Replace dead flowers and plants promptly, and be mindful to care for living ones with intention and love. 5. Trust your intuition about gifts and their givers. Cayce taught that intuition is a powerful guide. If a gift or object feels off, even subtly, trust that feeling. Sometimes, people unintentionally pass along negative energy through gifts. Before placing them in your home, examine them energetically, cleanse them, or politely decline them if something doesn't feel right. 6. Avoid furniture or items from hospitals, nursing homes, or estate sales. While it may seem practical to pick up second-hand items, Cayce warned that objects from places with high levels of emotional or spiritual intensity, like hospitals, nursing homes, or estate sales, may carry residual energy. If you do bring such items into your home, cleansing them immediately is essential to avoid taking on unwanted energetic burdens. Cayce provided practical guidance for cleansing your home. While methods may vary, the underlying principle is the same: remove negative energy and reinforce positive, supportive energy in your environment. Here are some steps to get started immediately. 1. Walk through your home consciously. Take a few minutes to walk through each room with awareness. Notice how you feel in each space. If a room feels heavy, uncomfortable, or off, this is a signal that energetic cleansing is needed. 2. Trust your intuition. Cayce emphasized that intuition is your best guide in spiritual matters. When you encounter objects that feel wrong or spaces that feel heavy, acknowledge those feelings. Often, your subconscious picks up on subtle energies before your conscious mind does. 3. Use cleansing tools. Common cleansing practices include smudging with sage, burning incense, sprinkling salt, ringing bells, or playing healing frequencies. Cayce believed in using these methods thoughtfully and consistently. Regularly cleansing mirrors, reflective surfaces, and any new or previously suspect items in your home is key. 4. Remove or reposition negative items. If certain objects repeatedly feel heavy or negative, consider removing them from your home entirely. Sometimes simply moving an item to a different location can reduce its impact. However, complete removal is often the safest approach for objects that carry strong negative energy. 5. Introduce positive energy. Fill your home with items that promote clarity, peace, and harmony. This can include plants, natural elements, crystals, if intuitively guided. Uplifting artwork, or personal items with positive emotional significance. Cayce stressed that what you place in your home should support your spiritual and emotional well-being. Cayce didn't want people to delay when it came to spiritual health. The steps to protect your home's energy can start right now. Go through your home today and identify any items that fit the 6 categories we discussed: unknown spiritual objects, antiques without history, mirrors or reflective surfaces needing cleansing, dead plants, questionable gifts, or secondhand furniture from high-energy locations. Pay attention to your gut feelings about objects, spaces, and even people's influence on your home. If something feels wrong, act on it. Your intuition is a direct line to your subconscious awareness of energetic imbalances. Don't wait until tomorrow. Pick one room or one category of objects and start the cleansing process now. Regular and proactive practice will make a noticeable difference in your home's energy and overall atmosphere. Spiritual protection doesn't have to be a solitary practice. Sharing your journey with a supportive community can enhance accountability and motivation. For example, you might join an online group or social media community where participants share their home cleansing experiences. A simple statement like, "I am ready to cleanse my home and protect my family's energy," can serve as a personal commitment and connect you with others on the same path. Seeing others' progress and hearing their tips can make the process more effective and inspiring. Knowledge alone is not enough. Cayce emphasized that spiritual wisdom only becomes effective when applied. Protecting your home's energy requires consistent effort, discernment, and action. By following these guidelines, you are not only protecting your family's physical and emotional well-being, but also strengthening your spiritual foundation. Your home should be a sanctuary, a place of peace, safety, and renewal. Negative energy has no place in such a space, and Cayce gave clear guidance on how to reclaim your home from unwanted influences. Each action you take, whether cleansing mirrors, removing heavy objects, or trusting your intuition, reinforces your spiritual foundation and supports the well-being of everyone who lives there. Remember, the energetic state of your home affects every aspect of your life. Your health, your relationships, your creativity, and even your spiritual growth are influenced by the energy you allow into your environment. Edgar Cayce dedicated his life to helping people understand these hidden laws, and now you have the tools to take action. Ask yourself, are you ready to take full responsibility for your home's energy? Are you ready to protect your family and create a space that supports growth, peace, and spiritual clarity? By implementing Cayce's guidance today, you are taking a critical step toward a life of balance and protection. Subscribe to this channel for more teachings from Edgar Cayce and other hidden spiritual wisdom. Remember, knowledge is only powerful when it is acted upon. Your family's spiritual protection starts today. Your home is the foundation, and it's time to build it on a strong, positive, and sacred energy.